What's happening, guys? Sam Adams here, and this is more of a personal update. Of course, the title of the video, What's Been Up? Uh, Obviously, there isn't as much content on the channel as there has been in previous years, and that's because my interests have changed, and I'm kind of in a weird spot right now. And so I wanted to talk about that here on the channel and kind of just clue you guys in to what's happening behind the scenes. But before we dive into that, this gameplay that's going on behind me is Avoid Bastards, which is going to be free on the Epic Game Store next week. Highly recommend checking this game out. Very cool aesthetic. The gameplay is very fun, and I think it's out everywhere. If you don't have an Epic Game Store account, totally worth your money. I think it was on Game Pass a few years ago, but that has come and gone, unfortunately. But free on the Epic Game Store next week. So, what's been going on with me? Obviously, for those that have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I used to post very frequently. I did a daily podcast for about 3 years, which is where the majority of the traffic came from here. And over the past couple of years, that has been incredibly, number one, educational, but number two, it was also very rewarding to see this continual growth of not only the channel subscriber count, but on top of that, the amount of content that I had made. Now, unfortunately, when you make a daily show, it runs the risk of, number one, feeling very repetitious in nature, number two, kind of keeping you in a box. And on top of that, number three, you really have to build your life around something. You know, in the same way that a lot of people go to the gym every day, in the same way that a lot of people take time to read every day, I was making time to do one of the while I was going to the gym every day, or at least running or whatever, but I was making time in the morning to do this podcast. And as time went on, I tried to make it better. I tried to continually improve, and it went from something that took 30 to 45 minutes a morning to an hour or two every morning. And so, you know, I wake up at, let's say, 6 o'clock. I spend 2 hours, maybe 2.5 on the podcast. If something goes wrong, I got to go to work immediately. And then I work all the way until 5 o'clock sometimes. And then I get off and I'm tired. I go for a run, and that's the end of the night. Now, earlier this year, I got into a relationship, and that changed a lot of things because when you find someone, you want to spend time with them. And all of my time up until that point throughout high school and college had really been devoted to YouTube and content creation whenever I wasn't focusing on school or work. That was a bit of a change, and it's a good change. It's a positive change because I feel like I've tapped more into the real human experience in the past couple of months versus what I had been doing, which was basically becoming a self-imposed workaholic. And the difficulty is that I'm very thankful for what has come on YouTube. I'm very thankful for the lessons it has taught me. I'm thankful for the skills that it's taught me because I've never been taught how to edit. I've never been taught how to design. I'm just a self-taught everything on here, and those skills are invaluable in my professional career. And it's also very nice just to be able to sit down and learn tools and to know how to connect with people. That's very, very cool. But at the same time, let's not kid anyone. My videos aren't, you know, blowing anyone out of the water when it comes to views. I'm not the biggest YouTuber out there. And so eventually, it got to the point where I thought, is the amount of time that I'm putting into these projects, are these projects giving back that same value? Am I getting out of this what I'm putting into it? And again, while I'm thankful for the people that watch, eventually the daily videos just became something that weren't really worth my time anymore. Not to say that the people out there didn't enjoy them, but the rewarding feeling that I was getting from that had gone away just because my values had kind of changed. And so then I reserved myself, if that's the right word, to do one weekly podcast and then a show sometime during the week. If there was a big topic to discuss, I would talk about that. Even that was something that just didn't seem very appealing right now. Because I've been doing a lot of reading on stuff like digital minimalism, and I've been trying to use social media very much so less. I've been trying to minimize my digital life to maximize my physical life, the real world experiences that I've got. And with that has come less time on Twitter. With that has become less time tuned in to the conversation every single day. Of course, I'm still following along with the gaming news, but I just have to get rid of the noise. And whenever you get rid of the noise, you not lose touch with what's happening, but you don't really get that beat, that passion, that sense of urgency to create something because at the end of the day, how much news is really urgent? You know, what is the value that I bring to the table whenever I make a video throughout the week that is one in a sea of thousands of other videos talking about the exact same topic? That's just the kind of mindset that I've been in. So that's not to say that that won't change again. That's not to say that I won't come back and start doing those kind of videos again. But I'm just kind of trying to figure things out. And it's been really nice having that amount of time that I can use to do other stuff. I've been reading more. I got a library card. And I've been doing some meditation stuff. I've been going on more walks. I've been running more in the evenings. I've been able to just kind of practice mindfulness, you know, just enjoy my time to the fullest. And that's not to say that I haven't still been playing games. Like I said, with Void Bastards in the background, very much so. Looking forward to getting back into that on PC. And I've been playing a lot of Game Pass games, of course, as you tend to do. Lumines Remastered was recently added. Huge Lumines fan. Of course, that's from Enhanced, the guys that did Tetris Effect Connected. I've been playing some Switch stuff, you know, really excited to dive into that. Metroid has been a big thing for me, getting really into Metroidvanias. And so I'm just kind of like branching out. What that means for my content creation, I'm not entirely sure. I had somebody suggest getting back into streaming, but that just becomes a bigger and bigger thing. And not to deviate too far from the path of the conversation, but when it comes to streaming and when it comes to that kind of interactivity, uh, it really consumes me personally. Whenever I try and do anything, I try and do it to the fullest of my ability. Like I go very, very hard in that. And so to get into the world of streaming, that doesn't require, but in my mind requires not only streaming every single night or at least a few times a week or, you know, figuring out a set schedule. That's what it really requires. You have to set a schedule and you have to interact with the people that watch you. But you also have to, you know, share your thoughts on social media, tweet stuff out, do all of this stuff, maybe make a TikTok, you know. Of course, I have these platforms and I have the ability to do this, but again, there's millions of people streaming. Why do I need to do it? You know? It's a different kind of mindset for me, and it's something that feels right. Now, I do enjoy, you know, podcasting. I enjoy talking about Xbox specifically. I've been really enjoying my Nintendo Switch Lite, so I'm trying to figure out how to kind of integrate that into the conversation. Very cool little handheld, something that all these years later, I understand why people like the Switch. But that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm really just practicing being off the grid as much as possible and enjoying my time with games and really kind of reclaiming a part of my life that I sacrificed throughout high school and college because I was online so much and I was creating so much content and I was doing so many things. I didn't see the forest through the trees, in other words. I was so focused on trying to create an online presence and create an online career that I did not fully create a real world life. And I'm finally doing that in my mid 20s, which is a good time to do it because now not only do I have the freedoms of adulthood, on top of that, I also have the funds to, you know, support these new endeavors. And also, I'm young enough to where I haven't wasted a ton of my time. And again, not to say that creating content was a waste of time because I've learned so much from it, and it certainly was not. But, you know, you got to figure out what you value the most in life. So that's kind of where I'm at. Now, as I said, I do want to get back into creating stuff, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to create. I feel like whenever I do this kind of thing, the talking head video, I'm in a box, literally your box. And on top of that, this is the same background that I have every time. It's just me talking, you know, in my room, doing my thing, which is what I've always done. But it would be nice to kind of break out of that. And I've been watching a lot more people on YouTube that are just kind of doing new stuff, and they're just kind of figuring out new ways to make content that's relevant to what I'm interested in, which of course is technology and gaming. That's what I love, my life's biggest passion. And so ultimately, it comes to, what am I watching here? Oh, this must be an ad. Is this an ad? It sure is an ad. Yeah, this is a YouTube video. Uh, let's go ahead and skip that. So we're getting back into Void Bastards. Cool. Where was I? I don't know. I'm trying to enjoy life more. That's effectively what it is. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I appreciate it deeply. And I do want to apologize for anyone that was looking forward to daily videos or that integrated the Jampack report into their daily life. I know that one comment I got a couple of years ago was like, my son and I watch this show every morning. Thank you for what you do. That hurts, because I get it. You integrate something into your daily life and it becomes a big part of your routine. And when that goes away, it sucks. It does. But TV shows come and go, you can't have your Walter Cronkite forever. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. But this doesn't change anything with the podcast. I just wanted to update you guys with what was going on. Let me know how you're doing in the comments section down below, and not necessarily what you're doing, professionally or anything, but just how you're doing, because right now it's a very heavy time to be a person. It's very difficult. There's a lot pulling at your attention, and there's a lot of stress out there. So I hope that you're all doing very, very well. But I'll talk to you soon. Again, tomorrow is podcast recording day. Sunday is podcast day itself. So stay tuned for that. Plenty to talk about ahead of Gamescom, so we'll get into some of that. And yeah, feels good to kind of make this video and just kind of get that out there. So I will talk to you guys soon.